Which memes should I have, or should I just have a regular background?
Hello, universe. We are live. Yes, we are live. All right, but we are not recording yet. So, you ready, Mav? Ready? You
Hmm?
look like you're trying to fart. Um.
No, I'm trying not to laugh.
Oh, okay. Why would you try not to laugh, especially on a show?
Or like this meme. Nope, that makes it worse.
It's perfect. My new setup. You can't see me eat. See the top of my head.
Yeah, I'll figure that out later. I need the perfect meme to go behind me.
Okay. Why don't you just put a Fallout themed something behind you? Or
You right.
or just sit there.
I just put this one back on.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I choose life.
All right, man. You ready? Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, here we go.
Recording in progress.
3, 2, 1. Welcome to another episode of the Fallout Roundtable. I am your host, Maverick Stone, and today we have a beautiful, awesome. Actually, I don't know what this episode's going to be, but
An awesome full sentence.
yeah. And today I'm here with Jaxus, as you just heard, and Ciliar.
Don't be so silly, or I'll come over to your house. Okay,
We can't hear.
that's a little
we can't-
sillier.
Can you hear him? I can't hear him.
Can't hear who?
Ciliar.
That's because I'm muted. I said okay.
I
Oh.
just figured he was just not saying anything. He's like,
I
he
was
doesn't
assuming
fucking-
you know
I'm
he's
a
just gonna mime
professional
it.
podcaster.
Yeah, he's just gonna mime everything. Like, oh. Well,
Yeah, I
anyway.
had to cough a little bit ago, so I'd muted and forgot to unmute myself. Anyway,
Well, anyway,
I
yeah,
don't mute
well,
myself. I just make you guys listen to all my noises. I guess I could edit it out if I wanted to.
some little bit of that ASMR.
texting me.
I have a
ASMR.
little dog staring at me because I got food in front of me, just like always thinking I'm gonna hand it something, you know.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Of
Either that or
course.
yeah, they'll just sit there staring at you longingly.
Please,
Like,
let me have
like,
some
love
food.
me, please.
I want some of your food. Please.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway, how about you rate, review, and subscribe to our YouTube channel? You can search us up, the Fallout Roundtable. You can look us up on Twitter at Fallout RTB, and you can look us up live if you want to watch us live on Twitch and YouTube. You can go look us up on either or the Fallout Roundtable, as I said before. We're normally live Thursday nights, like right now, as we're recording this.
Except for when our lives have gone completely freaking crazy and we can't seem to do anything, including like scratch our own asses on it or nothing, man. Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, what a month.
I know, right? Or you
I
can
mean,
go
I
to our
don't.
email.
Yeah, it's hard to scratch it when you're sitting on it, but you know.
Jokes. Well, anyway, you can also go to our email, falloutrtb@gmail.com.
You're
Cool.
right. Yay.
We got through that eventually.
We got there, but I didn't screw it up.
So, I've been seeing this thing about. Now, first I saw it was Fallout 3 was supposed to get these updates, and it was supposed to like change everything. Now I'm seeing it's Fallout 4. Is there any reality to any of this, or is it just YouTube creating content for themselves? Because
Fallout 4 had stuff before.
Yeah, well, yeah, that was months ago, though.
No,
No,
that
there's
was
like a brand
year
new
or so.
videos. Like I was just looking.
Oh,
at
is it?
Yeah, I'm like, wait a minute. What do you mean? And then of course there's this one dude that was on there just totally like bashing the hell out of the TV show that came out because like just there was things
because it
about the
has a female protagonist.
Yeah.
You
the
calling
female
it woke?
protagonist, how they were talking about how they made the premise of why they dropped the bombs so that they can make more money. which
That's
made
always been hinted at.
well, which makes no
It's
sense
always
because why
been.
would you kill everybody off so that you can make more money? But there's like so the guy just was shitting on the TV show, and I'm like, uh, why don't you just mentally separate the two and go with it? I mean,
It's Fallout.
you,
Yeah, I always tune those people out because all it is noise.
yeah.
Is because they never make sense with what they're complaining about. I'm pretty sure you've been able to play as a female since the very first game.
Yeah.
But
I know in Fallout 4 you can.
no, like even all the way back to Fallout 1 in '97, you've been able to play as a female. It's stupid. The fact that that's what you're complaining about. But
Any of that's just dumb because
yeah,
I mean you're comparing apples to oranges. Yes, it's a TV show. Yes, it's based on the video game that you love so much. That's the problem. Is just a lot of these guys need support groups. You know,
a lot of people were mad about the Cyclops overseer. Also, I'm like, we've got ghouls, we've got all sorts of mutated
I
monsters
didn't
in the
think that
game, and you're worried about a
Cyclops
guy
was
with
an
one eye.
overseer, though.
well, they didn't like the fact that the NCR got blown off the map without ever getting to see what was happening. They are complaining about Vegas, just the whole concept of how Vegas is, and them going in there in the second season. A ghoul so
Hmm.
popular, he's just referred to as the ghoul. And I'm
Yeah.
like, huh? Okay, I don't know about you, but I thought the show was pretty cool. I enjoy it.
Yeah, it was
I
awesome.
enjoyed the
It's people
show.
have to nitpick everything. They have to find something to complain about because
I
they're
just
not
think the
happy
guy
if they're
needed
not.
content, so he made some shit up. I mean, I would name drop, but
Yeah.
I'm not
Well,
that.
and that
I'm not that asshole. you know.
that's the other thing is a lot of the time with content creation, it seems like conflict is what draws numbers up. So they
Yeah,
have to fight, and there's a lot of popular people out there that I enjoy their stuff for the most part, but when I see some of these videos, just that they just had to get something out as quickly as they can, so they just make shit up. Um, like Starfield, for example, with the Shattered Space DLC that came out last year. People were saying you could complete it in like 5 to 8 hours. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, no, like, yeah, if you're just mainlining the story and
I don't know.
just
I can hammer
getting
my
through
way
it as
through about
quickly as you
anything,
can,
really.
and not if you're just mainlining the quests, like, yeah, sure, you may get through it really quickly, but if you take your time, explore the area that they give you, you're good for 25, 30 hours at least. But
yeah, but
yeah,
see,
just
I
like
could
I
be.
said, people just need to find something to complain about with everything.
Oh, and a
Like,
lot of times I do a game. The first time I run through, I do kind of blast right through the damn things. But I play the games like 4 times.
yeah,
Just I, I tend to go through a game and like blitz through so I can get to see what's the ins and outs, and I look at it as quickly as I can, and then the second time around I try to find the things that I missed. I just I get it, but to that be your one time
yeah.
through and like that's it. I mean, I beat Mass Effect in hours.
I
Hmm.
still haven't beaten Fallout 3.
Well, if you follow,
Really, ever?
Nope, never.
oh,
I always get the wrong ammo somehow, and I always end up trying to kill something with the knife, and then I just rage and leave.
yeah, no, not me. I've beaten. I won't say all of them, but I've beaten most of them. The Fallout
I have
games.
beaten
Actually,
4
I think I when
without
was it?
mods.
When did the Fallout feed do
I
the
never finished two.
Fallout 3?
I never finished two. I
Uh,
played Fallout 2 for a while, and then I kind of just
I started to got through the tutorial and I haven't gone back to it. That was like right after we went through Fallout 1 with the Fallout feed.
Did you guys go through the whole thing?
We went through all of Fallout 1, yeah. Not 2. We keep saying that we're going to do it, and I don't think Jess is particularly keen on doing it. She will, but I think she and Ray got a little frustrated toward the end. But
Just because of how slow it is. I mean, it's kind
no,
of a
yeah. Well, and a lot of it's like random.
it's a drag,
Um,
dude. It's a long drag. I mean,
like you go through the map and like the encounters are completely random. Like you never know what you're gonna get trying to go across the map.
it's a box of
Um,
chocolates, man. You know the
or it
You,
could
saying.
you're
be the
not gonna know.
TARDIS.
You don't know
It
what you're
could
gonna get.
Yeah.
it could be a TARDIS. It could be a big Godzilla foot that stomped on something. Like Fallout 1 is nuts. Um, but we went through Fallout 3 a year or two ago. I can't remember exactly when it was. And at that point, I hadn't done Point Lookout, and that was a lot of fun.
See, I don't do a lot of DLC stuff. The only DLC that I've really played through was Dead Money.
And that one still gives me PTSD.
No, the
Um,
DLC that gives me PTSD is the pit.
that one was pretty rough too.
Well, so no, you're talking about the original pit, not the
The original,
yeah, not
Yeah.
the
no. We
76.
can the garb shite that
Yeah,
was 76's version.
yeah, that was just tragic. That was a poorly done. I think they quickly shit that out, and it just wasn't worth it. And I think they did a lot better going. What was that, Atlantic City or whatever?
Yeah, Atlantic
Atlantic
City.
City was good. I
Yeah.
really enjoyed that.
I enjoyed Atlantic City.
Particularly the aquarium. That one, that's probably one of my favorite areas.
I did enjoy that camp that
Um,
they gave you during that same period of time. That pit camp, kind of puts
the
you outside.
casino.
No, it puts you outside. It's like its own area.
Oh, okay. I know.
It's like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
a zone, because Sassy Lady did some really cool stuff with it.
Some people, yeah, yeah, she did. Some people actually like one of the outdoor ones. People are making it into like good springs,
That'd
which
be
is
cool.
pretty cool.
That would be
Which,
cool to see.
That
yeah.
would be pretty cool.
As far as Fallout 4 goes, I've been through the main game like 3 times. I think I've been through the DLC twice.
I played the main
Because that
game of Fallout
was
4, I think 3 times total. Fallout 3, I have gone end to end twice, and then I keep going back and playing it for a while, and then I get bored with it. Uh, and then New Vegas, I have probably played 8 times, like just all the way through.
I've played through New Vegas at least 4 times to get the different endings. But
Well,
I've
I go
I've
in there and
played it once.
I go in there, and to me that's kind of like my nostalgia place. Like when I think of Fallout, personally, that's where I like to go, is back to New Vegas. I really enjoy the environment there. The Benny story
yeah,
and the courier, to me that's one of the better storylines. Uh,
I actually read a graphic novel of the some of the events leading up to New Vegas, like how Benny made deals with a lot of these, like the cons and people like that,
yeah,
leading up to your
Hmm.
your assassination attempt.
yeah, it's epically failed one. Uh, it's like I got shot in the head and I'm still good. How do you like me now?
But
Um, but
we're
yeah,
actually
How
going
do
to
you
be
like me
playing that
now?
again here in the next month or two. They're gonna be starting up a new roundtable that I believe is New Vegas, so it'll probably be in October or November when it gets started.
oh, I'll be a little busy in November. Um,
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
oh,
you will.
me too.
yeah. So that going on that, where's our ideas page? Because there was a couple of things I was going to bring up. You said one of them, Maverick. What was that question you popped up in there with?
Hold on, let me pull it back up. I was looking at something.
Brains. I'll be
Uh,
there. I saw it here. Where did it go? I just
Oh yeah. It was the Landscapes and favorite places you like to go in the games. For example, the massive bottle in the middle of the lake by Nuka Cola, nice visual spot.
So
Now, is
that's
this
what.
IRL or in the game itself? Like,
I'm
Well,
guessing
in
in
the
the
game,
game.
in the game. Yeah, we were talking
In the
about it in the
game.
game. Well, so that's where one of my camps has always been, is right there on the lake. I've got one that's straight across from, you know where that farm's at with the dog that sits outside, and it's got the greenhouse spots where you can go in and actually there's food in there all the time, and there's
which game is this?
76 probably.
76.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It's probably over near the
we're
Nuka
talking about
Cola
the Nuka
plant.
Cola bottle, so in the lake.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
in the Far
across from
East or
so yeah,
West. Yeah.
so over there's a farm that's got some greenhouses there, and there's always a dog in the yard, and inside the house I think it's a brother. Is it a brother and a sister, or is it a brother and his mom and dad?
I don't remember.
I can't remember exactly, but I do remember that we went in there while we were cosplaying um, when I was with my group, and we had convinced the parents to allow us to conscript the boy into the Brotherhood of Steel.
Mm.
That,
Oh, I
but
know what you're talking about.
yeah, but I built my base right across from there, so I was able to go across the street, go get food whenever it respawned, and then I had this nice deck, and you know the fire pit thing with the concrete seats that you can get. It's kind of a
Mhm.
rounded off. I put that on my balcony area perfectly, where when you're sitting down on that, you've got a perfect view of that bottle way off in the distance from where I'm actually located right across the water there. And it was just a really nice view there. I enjoyed that one. What about you?
Nice.
What's your favorite view or whatever in the game? Everybody's got their
Um,
spot.
yeah, I've got a few. So when I pick a spot for my camps, I always want there to be water and a view. So I've got camps like in every single region, but there are some that I like. I'll try to make it a point to build somewhere new, but I keep going back to these spots. So like in the Savage Divide, in between Site Alpha and that array, like that satellite dish, there's a nice
Mm-hmm.
little pond that I build with. There's some tents like across the pond. I always
I
build
think I know what you're
on the
talking
opposite
about. I
side.
think I've been,
Yeah,
yeah, I've been in that area.
I that's one of my favorite spots is right there in the Savage Divide. Um, there's also this pond by Murgle Burgles that I like to build at. There's a couple of like little log cabins there. That's actually where I think in the ash heap they tell you to fish. Thank you for alerting everybody to where my spot is. Now it's hard to actually have that spot open. Same with my forest camp spot. They picked that for the fishing spot too. When you get the daily fishing quest, they're like, "Hey, here's a spot you can fish at." Like, yeah, thanks. That's my camp spot. Now everybody knows about it. Trying to think. In the Cranberry Bog, there's this north of that quarry they tell you to go to with the where the Mirelurk Queen pops up. Yeah, that also kind of made me mad. It's like the spot that they suggest you fish at in the Cranberry Bog. There just happens to be a Mirelurk Queen there.
Is
You're
that is that
fishing, all of a sudden that thing comes out of the water and like, what were you saying?
is that the one up in the like northeastern side?
Uh, the quarry I think is pretty central, but if you go north from that, there's this moonshiner shack, and there's this nice like I now have a camp like across from where that moonshiner shack is.
Where's there?
Uh,
There's that shack where there's the vault that goes to where all the gold is.
oh,
That's
that's in the
northeastern, right?
mire.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
northeastern, right?
yeah. The Cranberry Bog is in the southeastern part of the map.
Okay, that where the main Mirelurk or not Mirelurk, but
Yeah, there's a quarry that they tell you that they suggest that you fish at for the daily fishing challenge or fishing quest. And yeah, you'll just be sitting there minding your own business, trying to catch 7 fish, and then this mirelurk queen pops out of the water right in front of you.
big
Um,
fish, big fish, big fish.
that's happened to me a couple of times. I was like, okay, I need to find another spot aside from this. So I went north from there, and there's a nice little creeks that run along where this moonshiner shack is that's full of scorch. So a lot of the times they'll end up shooting at my camp. But trying to think where else. The Mire, one of the camps spots that I like to have is this little, where the motel is outside of Harper's Ferry.
Mm-hmm.
There's a nice little um, area of water there where there's this like dam. Um, right on the edge of where my camp build radius is, there's a hermit crab. He doesn't bother me, so he'll just hang out there. So I kind of count him as a pet. And sometimes a mega sloth will be just like across from where there's a radio tower or power line area. There'll be a mega sloth sometimes just roaming around there minding his own business. So I've done a few things with that spot. Kind of lately, I think the latest incarnation of that camp is a chem den.
Yeah,
So
I had a camp that's like kind of in the middle of the map. I'm trying to remember exactly the spot, but where you're at, there's a rock right next to a pond, and there's a dead body there. It's like kind of
Wonderful.
yeah, it's always chilling. But like the 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 spot itself has got like this really cool view, but it's just this little tiny little pond and like a tree or two. And I'm trying to remember where
the
that was at.
the camp that I have in the forest, it's right there where Kanawa Cemetery is. And last year I was part of this like spooky camp contest. So I turned that spot into an extension of this cemetery. So I had some like tombstones, everything, and then I had this ship that was on the water, and um, I, when the day of the camp contest happens, like, okay, so what's the story behind this? I was like, oh, shit, I was supposed to come up with lore behind this place. Okay, so this is actually the groundskeeper's house. He's a retired like seaman. So,
Seaman.
and yeah,
Sorry.
he was a retired like fish boat captain, and now he tends the graves. So here you go. So I was running around last year dressed as Jason Voorhees.
Oh, that's always fun.
So this year's Halloween camp, I'm thinking of doing Mrs. Levitt's Meat Pies restaurant slash barber shop.
Oh, you
So
mean the Johnny Depp thing where you?
yeah, Sweeney Todd. So
Okay, yeah, I'm thinking of the right thing. I was thinking,
yep.
cool.
What about you,
So
Mav? What's your location that you like the most?
Okay, so it's not like 76. It's not even a camp spot because I barely play 76 as is.
Right.
Um, it's so there's one spot where I love to go in Fallout 4. Um, it's the starting vault because you can go back to that starting vault
hmm
where
yeah,
I can where it's like my home, the home base, where I use that as like
Sanctuary Hills,
no, not Sanctuary Hills. Uh, the actual vault, you can actually still go down into it.
111. Yeah, yeah. Take your companion down there and see what they say.
I have at least one of them.
But yeah, that's how like a lot of people go back for that cry later.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever
yeah,
bothered to do that.
Yeah,
yeah. I
if
do
you
it a
have dog
lot.
meat, there's a way
It's
to get
just
him to get it without unlocking that master lock.
yeah, it's just a way to get to either that or as a lot of people know, I play 4 with mods, except for my first time. first time where I beat the game without mods, just to say I did do it. There's this bunker mod where it's like a institute scientist where he was stuck down in his own bunker. He was making like an AI type of stingray fighter where you could create your own bombing runs and stuff. It's actually really cool.
Hmm.
Or I'd like to stay down there too.
Yeah. Have you ever done the like built up Vault 88?
I have, and I will never do it again. It's so confusing.
Well, I mean, I had fun with it, but yeah, there's
I
some
yeah
nasty
yeah I
creatures
I
down there.
yeah I had fun. Don't get me wrong. It
Like, I
was
think
fun
there's some
watching
Mirewater
people.
Queen down there or something nasty.
But if we're talking like actual like scenery, I would have to say Fallout 3 as you're going over the hill to see the DC skyline.
Yeah, that is nice. The first time you see like the Washington Monument out in the distance.
Hmm That's why unpopular opinion, because I know Sassy Lady likes, because I listened to last episode where they were saying that Fallout 76 is the best game. I'd like to disagree. This is my own opinion. I think Fallout 3 is a lot better scenery wise. It's a lot more. It shows that you can still be gray and dull and still have ton of rich story and ton of rich areas along with it.
I thought it was a cool environment. I like that dark and gritty feel that 3 has.
Hmm
Um, I,
It's
I
either
Even though
that
it's
or New
got kind of
Vegas.
a green hue to it. But
yeah, it's
yeah.
got a strange like the greenish gray. Yeah, it almost feels like you've got a Pip-Boy glass in front of your eyes the whole time.
For being like 17 years old, I still think that Fallout 3 looks pretty damn good.
Yeah,
Now,
I
these
yeah.
days, I definitely have the most hours into 76 because I
I'm
mean,
not.
I live in 76 these days. But
Right, right. Well, most of you
um,
I,
guys do.
I,
I mean,
I,
I,
I
I
was
enjoyed
just.
it, but like I don't know, I got burnt on it after a while, and it's just because I'm a content whore, and when it's little tiny little updates and stuff, to me I
yeah,
get bored with it.
um, Jonathan Rush he keeps teasing that the biggest update ever is coming toward the end of this year. So we'll see what that is because it was a little over a year ago we got Skyline Valley, which was cool. It added a whole new like story DLC to it.
But it was over
Um,
quick.
Oh yeah.
yeah, fairly
It's like I
quick.
need something that's like 32 hours worth of content.
Give
So
me more.
Yeah.
we'll see what this huge
But I'm a
update
story
that
guy.
they've
I
said
like
is.
I like deep
Oh yeah,
storylines. I
me
like
too.
character development, and I like the crossover elements of having different, characters that are already been part of the game and new ones that are being introduced. And
I
then
mean,
I like
yeah.
killing off characters.
You
Maybe
and me both.
Oh yeah, like and what the hell's that ghoul's name in Point Lookout? I hated that guy so much.
Hi Rondo.
Um, what what is that guy's name? The main ghoul that you're dealing with in Point Lookout. I hated that asshole so much, and I couldn't wait to kill him.
I don't remember. My
You
mind
know.
always goes back to the Duchess, and when you start talking
But
about the
I think I've said this before. That if I wasn't as ingrained into the community as I am and like actually have people that I hang out with in these games, I probably wouldn't play 76 as much as I do.
My computer
So
just
I
doesn't
do
like
get what you're
76 for
saying.
some reason.
well,
I don't know, I mean, to each their own, but I wish people
I
wouldn't.
literally will go into Fallout. I'll go into New Vegas and I'll just wander around.
Oh, I do that a lot with 4.
But I wish people wouldn't judge 76 on how it launched because it's a completely different game
It's
than
not the
how it
same game.
launched.
I will definitely
No,
give
it's
that one
not.
out there. From the beginning, where you walk around and there's nothing to go on. If you don't know
Yeah.
MMOs, you're completely lost. No. Now you go and you walk out of there. You have a quest to go do right off the bat. So it sends you on this.
Well, and they load you up. now. Like you walk out of the vault with so much shit. Like I remember when I walked out of the vault the first time, I had a party hat, a pair of glasses, a pen, my camp supplies, and like a stim pack and radaway. That was it. Like you didn't even have a weapon. They give you a
I got a
machete
weapon.
right when you like with the. I think you might have had a machete or something, but yeah, you
You,
didn't
you
have
get
like
a
anything. And stim
you
packs
you had
and
a
ammo
knife.
were impossible to find. Screws were impossible to find. Like it was
I always thought they
so
gave you a 10
rough.
millimeter, like they always
Maybe they
do.
did.
No, they didn't give
Uh,
you a 10 millimeter until the modern version of it. But back in the day, they gave you a knife, just a
yeah, it was like
regular knife.
like a combat knife or something. I can't remember. Like when Wastelanders first came out, the two women outside the vault gave you a machete. They're like, Wait, they didn't give you a weapon? What? Here you go."
Yeah, now
Okay,
they
now give me your money.
now they kick you down with a freaking 10 millimeter right off the bat.
But yeah, now they give you a backpack full of like junk too, and like so much stuff. And you can
They
actually
don't
leave the
know the
vault at
grind.
level
The
20.
newer players don't know.
One of
The
my
newer
favorite
players
things
don't
to
know the
do
grind that
is
we had to go
go
through.
and meet a new player at the vault and give them so much crap that they can't walk.
They can't walk, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I remember when I first started playing 76, I went with melee because ammo was impossible to find back then. Like you didn't get ammo off of the corpses you kill. Like there was no contextual ammo drop. Like you had to craft everything. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna be a melee, so I'm gonna run around with a Grognak axe. Great. And then I was like, okay, how do I melee a Scorch Beast? Like,
You
and
kite that bitch.
Uh,
I
Blap,
didn't even
run. Blap,
fight
be
run.
the
like,
Scorch.
Blap.
Like
die,
I was
die.
afraid of the Scorch Beast when I first started playing. Like it took me forever to do the Queen event.
So my first Halloween, that's the one time that I got a little freaked out. Oh no, it wasn't Halloween. It was Christmas. Sorry, no, yeah, my first Christmas. I'm wandering around, and you know the Scorch Beast with the Santa hats on and
Yeah, Jingle Scorched.
shit. That
Jingle
scared the
squad.
shit out of me. I was just walking along. I didn't know anything, like, and I'm just wandering around. I'm like, out of some nowhere, there's this Scorch Beast just comes hauling ass at me, and he's wearing all this Jingle Bell shit, and I'm like, what the hell is this? it, I happened to be. It was completely dark. The lights were off, and the wife was like sleeping or whatever, and I had my little jump scare woman scream moment. My wife's like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Oh man! And then eventually we got the spooky Scorched. So you just hears this. Woo.
Yeah, it was good.
Oh
All right, we're
man.
gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back after this message and stuff. Okay,
Recording stopped.
there. Everybody can take a minute and breathe.
Hmm.
Hello,
Opening
Rondo.
my monster.
I can't roll my R's right now. Rondo.
Finally getting caffeine after 2 days of no caffeine.
Oh, this is my second cup
I
of coffee
didn't
right
know
now.
it was possible to survive without caffeine.
This is cup number
Like you,
two.
that's what your blood is, right? It's like
No,
caffeinated
no,
liquid.
my blood is zero sugar monster.
Yeah, my dog is.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean.
If
Yeah,
she
that's
was
like
to lick or just sniff this too much, she'd probably shoot through the roof.
No, I had to renew my federal medical card for truck driving, and I didn't want my heartbeat going through the roof
Oh,
during that.
I'm being attacked with kisses.
So I
my
stopped
dog's
drinking it
actually
for
passed
2
out
days.
for once. She's running laps around the place into the before the
That's what
show
this one
started.
does. Is she'll be all crazy and then like lose her damn mind for a minute, and then you play with her for like a minute and a half, and then she's like,
Yep,
Like, nope, I'm
I'm
done.
done.
she's just all, bam, I'm out, I'm done.
I'm alive. I'm dead. I'm alive again. I'm running.
So
I'm dead again.
Mav, you were alive at this point, but were you watching wrestling when AJ Lee wrestled regularly?
Yes. Yes,
Okay, I didn't know if you actually remembered that.
Yes. And
Yeah.
then to remember, I watched highlights because I didn't
Okay.
have like cable. And
Yeah,
stuff
back when she did
then.
moves instead of just Thez press people and punch them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like what was that Black Widow?
Yeah, she used to do this.
Yeah,
the
that
Black
was
Widow.
awesome.
Well, it's got a few different names, but yeah, she used
And it
to
was, yeah,
she used to wrap
it was
people up
her
in the
fault
ropes.
that Daniel Bryan lost at WrestleMania after like 3 seconds to the
Yep,
bro kick.
yep. Because of her distraction.
Hmm.
Yep. No,
I think
yep.
that's how she got the Black Widow nickname.
AJ Lee was a piece of work back then,
Hmm.
which is
And
kind
then, of course, she dropped the title to Paige for her first run.
well, and that was titled. That was Paige's first day.
Yeah, yeah, that was her
Yeah.
debut on Raw.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was her
I
first
was
day.
watching. I was actually watching live when Jerry Lawler had his heart attack on the
I was
air.
yeah, I was I wasn't there, but I was watching it on TV. Yeah.
I was
Uh,
like, wait, what is going on over there?
I was also watching TV when Owen had taken his dive off the
Oh,
top. That was probably the weirdest
yeah.
experience I'd had on television at that point because I'd never experienced anything like that ever. It was
I
a
was mainly watching WCW during the Monday Night Wars, and then I stopped watching around like 99 up until 2006, like right after WrestleMania 22. And then I got to watch the reunion of DX happen live on TV and all that. That was fun.
yeah. Well, and when they came to WWE, it was all right. But like having Sting coming to WWE and that whole
Yeah,
rest,
that I
No,
was
no,
so mad
I didn't.
about that.
I was
yeah,
not happy about that
I
either.
mean, I
no,
was it was great seeing Sting, but the way they used him sucked.
it was total shit. Like one,
They
don't bring
needed
the
to use him better.
they should have
Like they
never
used him to
brought.
put over Triple H.
And they had the NWO even show up at all, and they did it as like a
Yeah, it's like
bro
Sting was
moment.
anti NWO. Like he that was the whole point
Most
of
of the
his
time, now there
story.
is
I
a
mean, yeah,
period of
he
time
joined
where
the
yeah,
Wolf Pack,
yeah.
but yeah, we don't talk about the Wolf Pack very much. Even though I actually enjoyed the Wolf Pack, but Sting shouldn't have been a part of it.
No, but I was never really a big fan of Joker's Sting either. So
I wasn't watching TNA. Like I haven't really watched TNA much, but I that was interesting because it was like a new layer to it to
it was him.
Sting. But
It was him exploring into his acting ability. So
yeah,
I get it, you know. But anyway, you guys ready to get back onto this?
Yeah.
yep.
Good, because we got to find another thing to talk about.
Recording in progress.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. All right, cool. Now we're gonna have to figure out what the hell else we're gonna talk about next, because you know, we're just kind of shooting. We're really shooting from the hip right now, guys, and
Hmm.
a lot of it's just like we actually literally had. Actually, I think I accidentally closed the old note thingy and jiggy that we've had forever and ever. Amen.
Yeah, I'll bring it up.
Forever and ever and ever, what I like to call the fabled idea sheet, which
Yeah.
a lot of times gets lost to the age of time, and then we find
Well, I
it
think
again.
we've done almost all. There it is. I found it. It feel like we've done almost everything on the damn thing. Because like,
In one way or another.
how would you live in the wasteland? Yeah, we definitely did that one somewhere along the line.
Oh, we've probably done
Yeah,
that
and we've
more than
done like
once.
And then I think
what franchises would you have, things like that.
well, and that was kind of a spin-off from this idea here, which was, how would you go about opening a bar in the wasteland?
We could talk about memorable
We never
glitches
specifically
if you
talked
want.
about a bar.
Well, so actually, what I would like to do to finish this up is kind of like an homage to all of our fellow podcasters that we love, and you know, just there's so many really good podcasts out there, and I don't even know all of them because Silio, you're part of podcasts that I haven't even really listened to much. And
I don't listen to
but
any of
I
this
know
stuff,
they're
sorry.
I know they're highly popular podcasts because you know Jessica Starr's awesome, anyways.
Yes.
So I mean, tell us a little bit about the podcast that you do with her, the Fallout Feed, isn't it? The one you
Yeah,
do with
yeah.
her?
So
I know you do a few
well,
of them.
I'm not like an official, like
are
cast member
are
on it or
you
whatever, but
there and are you on air a few times?
yes, yes.
Okay, all right.
I hop on with them Yeah,
I'm
a
not a
few times a
creator
year.
of the Modus Files, but I've been on their show.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
we've all
just
been on this show.
Maybe a few times, but when somebody
You
dies,
killed
it might
Texas.
be me.
so like, yeah, I'm a part of their community, but I'm not like an official like host on there or anything like that. But yeah, you'll hear me most of the time when there's a round table going on. So um, they're weekly. They usually record on Fridays, and go through the news. They'll play a few like games, things like that. But what their staple is the round table. So what they do is they'll take a Fallout game and they'll like create random character. They have a random character generator that people like hey, I want to play along with you guys. And so they'll have like all of their stats randomly generated and like what faction they would go with for whatever game it is, and things like that. And the whole idea is for it to get you out of your comfort zone, because we play these games in and out like all the time, and we usually have a certain play style that we do.
You
So
mean like
the
people that
idea
want to
is
be
to
bad and they turn around and ended up doing the good choices anyways?
yeah,
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 or you have a
that always
weapon that you
happens.
always gravitate towards, things
right.
like that. This is kind of to like get you out of your comfort zone a little bit with these games. So they want their community to kind of play along with them. So they'll have a week where they'll go through the quests. They have a schedule for these. Like, they usually set aside, 3 4 months or so to go through a certain quest line, or if they're doing the main quest on these games. And so they'll talk about the quests, week one, and then week two, the community will record their playthrough. Like they'll just talk about how they approach these quests and send it in, and they'll play that on the air. So I am, yeah, I do a lot of that. The last
I guess I gotta write that down.
playthrough
Write that down.
we did Fallout 4 on survival mode, I think sometime last year, which that was my first time playing survival. No, it was 2 years ago because it was leading up to the release of Starfield. And the last one we did, it was the Brotherhood of Steel and Skyline Valley story in Fallout 76. And it was actually my first time role playing a character, because usually I'm pretty straightforward with these, oh, I hate this character, so I couldn't wait to kill this guy, and this is how I completed this quest. But with this last playthrough, I actually role played a character, so I was just given the name Anderson, and then set of stats, and
Anderson,
like his
come here.
charisma was really low. So I'm like, okay, this guy's gonna be a Raider. So if I did do Wastelanders, he's gonna side with the Raiders. But I kind of made it to where he thought he was like this ultimate sex symbol, and everybody wanted him. And yet it was pretty much the opposite. Like, everybody hates this guy because he's just an asshole. Like, he's not a villain; he's just an asshole.
He's a douche.
And it was a lot of fun. And then toward the end of that round table, the ghoul update happened. So I made him a ghoul, and I incorporated that into the story as well. So that was a lot of fun.
So it's a lot of role
And
play then.
some people send in their role play. Not everybody sends their feedbacks in, but I thought I'd give it a shot because I'm in the Modus files, and I hang out with the Fallout 50, and I'm like, you know what? I think I'm gonna try and come up with an actual like character for this guy. So, and like I said, I think the next one that we're going to be doing is Fallout New Vegas. We actually did Fallout New Vegas. I think it was 2021, and we
New
just did
Vegas
the
is a
the main
fun
quest.
game to definitely allow yourself to explore in the aspect of role play elements, because there's so much rich character development there that you can kind of just pick and choose your direction in there. And
Yeah.
uh, especially just hanging out in the good springs, like yes, okay, so my buddy owns the bar, and it's kind of plug the bar, the Pioneer Saloon, but no, I genuinely enjoy hanging out in that area of Good Springs and the general store, and just walking around in that area.
Yeah.
Some of the characters there are just kind of funny. I still like to
So,
go back out and like go shoot the the little lizard guy, the geckos, and
Yeah. Some of them breathe fire, right? If I remember right.
yeah, some do. Yeah.
So yeah, if it were New Vegas, it would be like, okay, who do you side with in the end?
I've got two specific ones that breathe fire, and that would be my daughters during the commercial for Fallout 76 fan
So
celebration.
as far as what it's going to be, I don't know. Maybe we'll do the DLC this time because we didn't do the DLC last time, and I love Big MT. Um, and I did that one. It wasn't assigned, but while I was doing my round table, I went through the Big MT, and I think I did Zion as well, and I
And,
incorporated that into my feedback. I didn't do Lonesome Road. That's the one with Courier, they like the other couriers, right? I think
and
I've
this is
only
the
done that one
podcast.
once.
This is the Fallout feed that we're talking
Yeah,
about,
this is
right?
the one that JStar does.
And then that's
Um,
every Friday, you said?
yeah,
Every
they
Friday
record
talk.
every Friday, actually
Oh,
live
okay.
in
So
their
when?
Discord. So a
Oh,
lot of us
okay.
hang out and listen to it live while they're recording.
So it's live in Discord. Is it on Twitch or anything as well, or?
No, well, they have done Twitch when they've done episodes where they're going through like the expeditions and things like that. That is
But it's
very,
not
very rare.
consistent. So it's not consistent.
No.
So
And sometimes when they're
consistently.
doing roundtables, they'll hop on and stream some of their gameplay too.
So where do people go to actually see or hear this? Like, do they go? Do they have it on YouTube, or do they have, or is it
So
mainly audio?
it's mainly audio. But like I said, sometimes they'll stream gameplay if a roundtable is going on. So that would be like twitch.tv/ASA podcasting, but that is very rare. Um, and maybe Jess will stream some of it on her own channel. I'm not sure.
So if they typed in the Fallout feed through Spotify or something like
Yeah,
that, they would find it
yeah,
there. Okay.
yeah.
I just want to
So
make
yeah,
sure they get
I'm
the proper
a
plugs.
I'm actually I'm a big part of their community. I like I said, I'm not like a show member or anything like that, but every now and then they'll invite me on, and I think the last time I was on was the end of January or early February. I can't remember, but yeah, I'm on like maybe 2 or 3 times a year.
Okay.
But yeah, you'll hear my feedback like every other week when there's a roundtable going on.
So if you were to choose out of all of the, because me and you both have been on some of these drama podcasts,
Hmm.
and so if you were to choose, which one do you feel the most connected to?
I have my
Modus
answer.
Files as of right now.
Yeah, see, for me,
Um,
it's always been the Modus Files.
yeah,
Got my,
like I
Me
think I'm gonna
three.
be. I've recorded stuff for the True Vault Escapades, but it hasn't aired yet, so I can't really talk about that. But
I've done a lot of work for him. Me and Preston have done a lot of things. That's probably my number two.
yeah,
Just because of the fact that it was Lawrence that got me back into doing, actually not back into, he got me into doing voice acting as a thing.
yeah.
He's the
Well,
one
that was how I got started with it. That was
he,
the very first
he talked me.
voiceover stuff I did.
Yeah, he totally talked me into it. He's like, no, you need to do this. You're good at it. I'm like, okay.
Like
You
I
know.
did skits on my own podcast. Like with Nintendo, every Halloween there was a tradition where I would do a skit as like Freddy Krueger dealing with me. And he'd be like bitching about how the fact that the only video game that he's ever had was on the NES and it sucked. So he was like petitioning to have a new game release, and he was pissed that Jason Voorhees got one before he did. And then I did skits a lot on Tamrielic Adventures years ago. I had this Khajiit merchant character that I did, and that's actually how I got cast on the Modus Files. Is Lawrence had this like casting call out, and I didn't have Cast Call Club at the time, so I was like, "Hey, I'm interested. Like, here's
He
a couple of
actually,
things that I've
I
done."
didn't even know it existed until he told me.
Yeah, like I reached out, like I saw him post something about it on Twitter. I was like, "Hey, that'd be awesome. I've always wanted to do voice acting. Here's some stuff that I've done on my own shows." And he's like, "What do you think about Douglas?" I was like, "Yes, thank you."
I don't really remember how I got into, like, because I know he gave me the role of Bennett. And
Yeah, I remember Bennett.
So when
I
I got
remember
the role
Bennett.
of Bennett, and I didn't have, I've never done
It was
anything,
Beckett, right?
or Beckett. I'm sorry. Yes,
Yeah.
Beckett. I don't know what I was thinking. Bennett. Who's Bennett?
I don't know.
Anyway,
Yeah. Who is Bennett?
I don't know. But
Yeah, I
so
listened back to it like last year. I was like, hey, I know that guy.
well, and I'm like, I
Hey,
didn't
look at that guy.
remember like so he I don't remember how I got that role. I don't know if I was just talking to him and I said, "Oh, that sounds interesting," and then it was something like that, and then he was just like, "Here, read this," and I'm like, "Okay." So I did a voice read of it, and he's like, "You're a natural," and he's like, just grabbed me and put me on, and then after that, he started giving me, like kind of pointing me in directions. He's like, "Go to casting
Yeah.
club, put this in there, start auditioning." Here's and then he introduced me to other people, and that's how I ended up on Once Upon a Wasteland. Um,
And I've really enjoyed Once Upon a Wasteland also. And like Chad was the first audio drama that I listened to. I was
Same
like,
here.
okay, this is cool. But,
Chad was the one that actually got me looking,
yeah.
like got me
And
like
well, and that
what's going
then,
on. Yeah,
he started Apocalyptic Aristocracy and all these other ones started coming out. Like I
Yeah.
really missed Far From Heaven and Omega. The one that
those were
Ian
good.
Humphrey
Yeah,
did, Under the Shroud, was really cool, and then they just kind of stopped. Like I miss Under the Shroud
I forgot something fog or whatever was the
and
first one. It was
Mindfog.
Mind Fog. Mind
Yeah, they
Fog
they started putting some more out last year, and they were going to do monthly episodes, and
kind
they
of
kind of
faded
stopped
off.
that
Yeah,
too.
yeah, because I got turned on to the Chad Fallout 76 podcast, which Kenneth Figu was a very inspirational person for me, and he
Yeah,
got me back into wanting to do radio at all. I call this radio. I'm sorry. Yes, I know it's podcasting, but
yeah. I
I
mean, it's essentially what radio has
I
turned
was
into.
doing radio 20 plus years ago. Okay, guys, I was on doing I was an internet radio personality many years ago, using Livecast and Shoutcast and doing music and DJing and stuff like that. So it was a different universe, and I got burnt on that, so I left. And then I got listening to Chad Fallout 76 podcast, and then I started digging in, and I'm like, oh, who's this guy? Why was
Yeah, I was wondering what happened. Like we just kind of.
reconnect successful? I don't know. Must have had an internet glitch. It sometimes happens out here in the
Yep,
desert.
there we go.
So, yeah. Sometimes out in the desert, we'll get little kind of glitches out here. Probably another lightning storm. We had a crazy one a little while ago. But that's what knocked us off at OBS Studios. Sorry about that, guys. But we are back up and live. But yeah, so Kenneth Vigu kind of introduced me to Robots Radio Network. And then when I got to there, I got to talk to Tom, who is Robots, for those that don't know. And the network I'm referring
Nicest
to
dude
is
in the world.
robotsradio.net. If you go to that website, say if you ever wanted to be a podcaster or you're interested in the Fallout universe, or actually a whole lot of myriad of different games. There's Dungeons and Dragons Lorecast. There's the
Yeah,
Mass
it's really
Effect
cool.
Lorecast.
Like,
Anything Lorecast oriented and
yeah,
video game oriented, you will find in the Robots Radio Network. And by talking to Robots, I had expressed an interest in getting back into doing broadcasting. And that's when he introduced me to our young friend Maverick here, who
Hi.
was, yes, you are still young. Sorry, you're not even 30 yet, so relax.
I'm 20. No, I'm not gonna say how. Actually, how old I am. No.
So he
I'm in
goes,
my 40s, dude. So
yeah, yeah. So I'm older than both of you, probably combined almost. So yes, I am that old, guys. Yeah, Just for Men is wonderful. Anyway, so I get introduced to young Maverick here, and he expressed what his interests were. He kind of gave me the platform of what his idea was. And he had a previous buddy he was working with, which that didn't quite work out. And his
No.
buddy decided he needed to go off and go do something else. And Maverick was kind of in need. So I was like, well, I can kind of fill in that spot. And as soon as I, kind of came in, we picked up Gingerino, we got Sassy Lady, we ended up Romer. And so that was how the RoundTable itself was kind of born. Now Gingerino's, he had a baby, he had a lot going on, and he's been doing his own thing with, forgot what the Pillars of Eternity or whatever it is, game that he does another podcast on. He's been pretty busy
Yep.
with that stuff. And then Romer's just been on the road so much that he has got zero time. And then, of course, everybody knows our wonderful sassy lady who is kind of like one of our staples. She's kind of, to me, she's the glue that makes things fit, even though sometimes we all bonk heads. Her and Cilior have a good little side gig going where they talk about the TV show. And it just,
If I remember putting it up.
if you remember putting it up, yeah. But
How long was
Yeah.
it before episode 8 went live? Like
oh
went on
God, I don't know, it
the
was
feed?
months. But
God,
yeah,
yeah.
it was quite a few months. But the thing is that we've kind of molded ourselves into this whole new entity, and it
Yeah.
all just started from listening to other people's podcasts.
Well, and yeah, that's how I got started in podcasting. Also, is like I remember before there was a Robots Radio Network. I remember when it was the Elder Scrolls Lorecast and the Fallout Lorecast, and he'd have these people on the show as guests, like Ken and Lotus of Doom and people like that. And I was thinking, I was listening to something like, you know what, I think I could do that. It'd be fun. Of course, I had no idea how to edit anything, but yeah,
Self-taught.
I started Nintendo with another guy, and he eventually left. And um, I started Tamrielic Adventures because I wanted to talk about Elder Scrolls. So, yeah, that's mainly why I start these podcasts, is because I love talking about them. And my wife's like, "Okay, shut the fuck up." Um,
You fucking
but
nerd. Go do something somewhere else.
it's like I don't care anything about this.
Stop
Go talk
it.
to somebody else. So it's like, you know what? I'll just talk to
Go
myself about
touch
it.
grass.
Um,
Go touch grass.
but
Somebody's been told that a few times.
but yeah, and then I started streaming my
I
because
do.
I got my Xbox, and I was like, okay, now I can actually stream because it's very easy. And my buddy KDB was hanging out in one of my streams. I was playing Outer Worlds, and he's like, okay, how does this compare to Fallout? And he started listening to my shows, and it's like, oh, you know what, let's do a Fallout show together. And that's how Tapes from the Waste started, and
Which I
eventually
enjoyed those.
Starfield Sandwich.
Those were-
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, those are very good.
Tapes from the Waste was actually a little gem that I enjoyed. I
Yeah,
didn't-
and we
It's like
actually
a
just had
diamond in
an
the rough. It was
episode
like,
come out this
wow, it was
week,
pretty good.
so
oh really?
it's still going on, just not as frequently because we were both busy during the summer. But yeah, we're still doing Tapes from the Waste and Starfield Sandwich, and I dusted off Tamrielic Adventures when the remake of Oblivion came out, and maybe I'll go back into that every now and then.
So
but-
Maverick, how did you? What led you to this whole element? Like, because I know you always wanted to do a podcast. Well, I guess not always wanted to, but like, what triggered you? Like, what did you hear first? Especially in the Fallout
So-
universe.
So in the Fallout universe, I was already connected with Tom. Not like connected like I am now.
Were you like was it the Fallout Lorecast?
Yeah, it was the Lorecast.
'Cause
It was the
I know you-
Lorecast. It was early versions of the Lorecast.
I know you used to basically pay for the whole damn thing yourself. So
Yes, yeah.
you're the ultimate Patreon.
Yes. For the longest time, I was known as Liberty Pie.
yeah.
That was my old
Oh,
username.
okay. I actually remember him saying that.
Yeah,
at the end of-
yes.
It's
or in
because
the-
he paid
I
a
would-
ridiculous amount of money to hold that status, and it was like, wait a minute, this guy's damn near fronting the whole bill, man. I'm like, damn.
Yeah. Then I started this, and then I'm like, nah, I can't do that and this at the same time. So in a way, this podcast helped me save my wallet. But
All the way up until he bought that Jeep or whatever it is.
yeah, and then I had to drop $6,000 in a new transmission for it. But
Ew.
But anyway, yeah, that's another story off camera. I will tell you guys about. So going back, I was doing Patreon episodes for the longest time, and then after one of the Patreon episodes, it was a couple of us it was after the show, we all started talking about why don't we just do our own show, and I'm like, hey, why don't I do that? Wouldn't that be awesome? because I'm like, there are so many different cool people in the community
Yeah.
that can't pay for what we do. So the original vision for the show was to give people that voice. Basically, do the same thing with the Patreon episodes, except we do it more often.
Well, and so
And
that's
then
the
it
thing.
evolved into this.
Well, yeah. Well, and so that's how Sillier ended up here. That's how Warpath ended up here. Is their listeners,
Mhm.
Yeah.
that are like, well, I got an opinion, and we're like, fuck it, come on.
Well, and like with Tapes from the Waste, when we first started, we wanted it to be more engaged with the community as well. So we wanted them to bring it, like send in like terminal readings or something like that. So we actually had some people on in the early episodes, like Fire Writer, and when I was talking to Jess about it, she's like, "Oh, like our terminal velocities." I was like, "What are you talking about?" I'd never heard one of those, but that's exactly what it is. Is they'll have people send in terminal readings based on like what game they're playing or whatever, and like they one of the guys was sending in terminal readings from Fallout London, which was cool.
That
But yeah,
was,
it's like
yeah.
I apparently had the same idea they did. So she was like, "Oh, you're ripping us off," and I was like, "No, I'd never even heard any of that on your show." But cool, yeah, all right. Um,
I may make up some crap and start sending it to you guys just for fun.
but I'm wanting to have more people on Tapes from the Waste too. Like I've done a couple of community interviews. Like I had Jess on 2 years ago. We were talking about camp building. Go figure.
Go
I
figure.
had Catarella and Vanya on recently to talk about Fashnacht, and I'm wanting to have a couple other people on here soon if we can actually find a time to do it. But yeah, it is fun to have that because it's kind of like what they say about wrestling, how there's that immediate like feedback.
Yeah,
Um, it's kind of like that where
immediate
it's like
gratification.
you engage with the community, so you know that they actually do
It's your instant
care, and
gratification. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, I get it.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's one thing I've been trying to tell people forever. Send us an email at followrtb@gmail.com or go to followrtb at Twitter or whatever, or even on YouTube and leave comments. And if you guys have things that you want to talk about or subjects that you find interesting or even stuff we've already done and you're like,
Or
hey,
just an
I have a thing.
opinion,
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll
good
bring you.
or no, or bad.
We'll vet you to make sure you're not a complete nutcase. And then after that, we'll bring you on and we can have some fun. I mean, you can't be any more crazier than we are.
I have more to my story though.
Oh, yeah. Well,
So years go on. This is the third year of the roundtable. This year, it's the third year.
God, has it been
I
that long? Oh,
Yeah, it's the third year.
well, yeah, because it's the third year that I've done the Fallout fan celebration in Good Springs. So yeah, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah.
I didn't have any reason to go there before, other than
But
partying.
one thing, like when I first started Tamrielic Adventures, I was afraid to do it because I was like, okay, all these other people are going to be listening to these other shows. Why would they listen to me? But
That was
as
my whole thing
I've
too when I
been,
first started.
as it's gone along, I've realized that these people aren't competition. It's just more for people to listen to, and they could actually become pretty good friends of yours.
Fans
So
love content; they want more,
yes,
and it
and
never
yeah,
gets.
they're
Yes,
just we're all friends.
we're all
So
friends
We're
here.
it's
all
not
we're all
competition.
friends, and we're all nerds that want more content. So we listen to each
Yes.
other's shit. So it's
It's
basically all what's that? All tides help raise the boats and stuff and all that
Yeah,
jazz.
yeah.
just make it
All
a little bit different.
tides,
It's
all
it's like
tides raise shifts or
copy
whatever.
homework, but change it so it doesn't look exactly the same.
Yeah, yeah. Just cheat with your partner.
But where were
It's
you
all
at,
good.
Mav? Because we only got a little bit of time left, so I want to make sure you get your.
So at the end, long story short, Lawrence, the helper, the creator of the most files, is helping me get through my own little drama called the Northern Wars. So I'm writing season 1 of that right now.
Awesome, awesome. All right. Okay, so I guess that's going to do it for us tonight. I hope everybody enjoyed themselves. Rondo, thank you for joining us in the chat room. Yes and no, I am not 80 years old. The math was
Just
off by a little bit, about 30
just feel
years.
like it sometimes when you get up in the morning.
Yeah, well, everything snap, crackles, and pops. But Anyway, true to form. Thank you everybody in the Fallout universe who has joined us today.